Thank you. Hmm. Okay, so let's start our practice. And we'll start seated, upright and seated. So this is where propping is helpful. So I do recommend sitting up on a prop, elevating your pelvis. And we do that so that the pelvis is slightly higher than the knees, so that our low back has length, and that hopefully we're able to experience ease in our seat. Because we all know an uncomfortable seat. So see if this can move in the direction of a comfortable seat, and that might include propping up even higher than you expect. If you don't feel quite ready to close down your eyes, it's no problem. You can keep your eyes open. You could maybe even scan, look a little left, a little right. You might let your gaze move downward towards the floor, just finding color and shape in your field of awareness. And then eventually allow your eyes to close or your gaze to settle downward and forward. And just take a moment to observe this very moment, this precious unfolding moment. Even if that includes some restlessness, some uncertainty, some raw edges. Go ahead and greet yourself with a deep breath. So, in your own time, in your own way, take a full, generous, deep breath into your body. And in your own way, just let it go, emptying, emptying, emptying. And do that a couple of times on your own. You're on no one else's timeline. Feeling the generosity and the patience of your own breath, your own body, just welcoming you into your practice. Notice if the belly is holding in, let the belly have a softness, maybe even a roundness. Feeling yourself softening into your body, into the here and the now. And then let your breath become totally natural. So, no need to shape it or ask anything of your breath. Just feel that it's coming and that it is going, and it has its own intelligence. It has its own dance. Now, see if the incoming breath can inspire a little bit more length in your spine. So, feel yourself grow a little bit taller, a little more buoyant in the spine as you breathe in. And let the exhale guide you into ease, a bit more softness, right? Finding inspiration in your natural breath. As we pay attention, it becomes a teacher. And of course, your mind is going to offer some distractions. It's going to project into the future, or it might kind of cling on to what's already come. And that's what a mind does. Seldom is it present without our intentional effort to be present. So when you find that your mind is not present, let the mind return to the breath, wherever the breath is in its journey. It might be drawing in or it might be moving out. And if the mind is with the breath, the mind is present. Give yourself a few sweet moments to see if the mind can stay with the breath to the best of your ability, building a sense of focus, but relaxed focus. Not a rigid focus. And as the mind rides the wave of the breath, see if the breath can have a sense of joy or peace. Seeing if you can access that inner goodness that is already within you before you set a resolution, before you embark to self-improvement. Notice the goodness that is right here. Can you touch into your very goodness right now? Notice if the breath or the body has any sort of response to that invitation to meet your goodness right now. You might have a little resistance. Maybe it feels like a warm hug. Feel the sweetness, the goodness of a natural inhale. And the wisdom, the intelligence of a natural exhale, letting go. Bring your hands to your heart, press your palms together. Synchronizing with your breath. On your next inhale, just reach your prayer up to the sky. Keep your eyes closed. And as you exhale, bring the prayer back down to the heart, slowly moving your breath, slowly moving your prayer. So just like that, inhale, prayer to the sky, sits bones pressed down. It's a slow, smooth breath. And exhale, bring the prayer down to the heart. Do that a couple times on your own. So again, you're on your own timeline of breath. Moving the palms overhead, feeling yourself reach to the sky. And as you exhale, you draw it back down to the space of the heart and just keep going. Tuning into your breath, your movement. See if your legs and your face can relax. And see if you can build an earnest interest. All right, let this be interesting, curious. And next time your hands are at your heart, simply pause. Invite your belly to soften, your face to relax, and your breath to deepen and smoothen. And if there's something you'd like to call into your practice, now would be a nice time to call it in. If there's something you'd like to leave behind, you might draw that in. And please release your hands down to your lap, drop your chin toward your chest. Take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Slowly blink open your eyes. See your legs, the floor. And go ahead and float your chin. Return to the room, but also stay within yourself. Good. If you're sitting on a prop, you can remove that prop, set it off to the side, lean back, stretch your legs out in front of you, give them a little shake. And then you'll bend your knees and just swing your feet over to the right. So you're kind of sitting a little heavier, perhaps into your left sitting bone. And maybe you find that your left foot is somewhere along your right thigh. So you're a little lopsided, no problem at all. And then bring your hands back behind you and press into your legs a little bit. So go ahead and move your knees down and think of lifting your chest up. Find your breath. Good. Now slide your left hand wide, reach your right fingertips to the sky, breathe in. Take a lean up and over to your left as you exhale. Come back through to center, breathe in. Plant your right hand and cartwheel your arms up and over second side as you exhale. Inhale, come through center. Lean to your left as you exhale. Say hello to your neighbor, breathe in, come through center. Exhale, take an arc the other way. Let's do it one more time. Breathe in through center, feel your weight shift. Exhale over to your left. Doesn't have to be perfect. Inhale, come through center. Over to your right, and let's linger on the exhale. So go ahead and press your leg bones down, lift your heart to the sky, and take an intentional breath into your left lung. And then take another intentional breath into your left lung and repeat so that every breath is intentional. It's almost like nothing in your practice is random, and that's what makes it our practice. Go ahead, take another smooth breath here. Now come back through to center. On an inhale, we'll take a twist to the same side. So to your right, just spin your upper body to whatever degree feels comfortable. Right, so your right hand is behind you. Sit up nice and tall by pressing your legs down and lifting your heart to the sky. Take an inhale. Spin a little bit more as you exhale. Look towards the back of the room. And then inhale, unwind, come through center. To whatever degree, take a fold forward. So just walk your hands forward. Feel the sits bones grounding. And this might be a teeny tiny microscopic fold forward. See if you can move the breath into the back side of your body, the backs of the lungs. And even if this feels a little clunky, a little awkward, a little unclear, see if you can find a peacefulness in your own breath. Right, a generosity of your own attention. Just slowing down our observation time, slowing down our impulsivity, our decision-making time. Good. Use an inhale, walk your hands in, sit up tall through your spine, and then bring your hands behind you, lean back, stretch your legs forward, give them a little shake. Good. And then bend your knees, swing your feet over the other way, over to the left. And this really doesn't have to be precise. So try to find the most comfortable version of this kind of lopsided seat. It might actually help you to widen your base. So instead of having everything really close, you might see what it's like to move your feet a little further away. Good. And then journey your right arm a little bit wider. Reach your left fingertips to the sky. Take an inhale. Arc up and over to your right. As you exhale, press your legs down. Now inhale, come through center. Like a cartwheel, exhale over the other way. And you just start small. Yeah. Whack your neighbor. Inhale, come through center. Exhale over to your right. Find some fluidity. Inhale, joy is riding the breath. Exhale. Inhale through center. Exhale to the right. Make it a dance. Come through center, breathe in, and then final side to linger as you exhale. And so you have contact with the earth, but you're also aspirational. There's a sense of reaching and rising. Vision is wide. And the breath moves into that right lung, and it needs a little invitation. Go ahead, take another breath here. And then use an inhale to come back through to center, and then take a twist to your left. So just spin to your left, spin to your left. Hands come wherever to support the twist, but do feel that your legs are pressing down. Your heart has a buoyancy. And instead of forcing the twist, you're breathing the twist. Maybe on your next exhale, you spin a little bit more. Maybe your gaze revolves over that back shoulder. And as you inhale, fill your belly face forward. And as you exhale, empty your belly and take a fold, an easygoing fold, not a big, demanding fold. And there might be this temptation for the sits bones to lift. And it's okay if they do, but do get a sense that you are also reaching for the earth. Your sits bones are moving back and down. Your heart is reaching forward and slightly up. And you're able to straddle these two energies, these two different tasks. And we can find when we're focused, when we're present, our capacity actually expands, not to do more, right, but to perhaps tolerate and explore a wider array of our experience rather than getting stuck on one aspect. Walk your hands in, sit up nice and tall. Bring your hands behind you, lean back, shake out your legs. Good. Bend into your knees, bring the soles of your feet together, let your knees fall wide and have a nice big diamond shape. So move your feet away from you. No need to have them super close. Feet away from you, knees perhaps a little bit lower. And then bring your hands onto your calves, your ankles, whatever feels available to you. And as you inhale, rock forward on your pelvis, stretch your heart forward. Think of your cow spine, so big arch here. Exhale, scoop your tail under, lean back, round your spine, chin to chest, pull on your legs. Inhale, rock forward, reach the heart forward, maybe lift the chin. Exhale, scoop tailbone under, draw belly back, drop the head. Let's do that again. Inhale, come forward, shoulder blades away from ears. Exhale, lean back, widen the upper back, drop the head. Two more on your own. It's a casual yet deep breath in. And out. Last one on your own. And let's linger in this little rounded situation. And rock a little bit left and a little bit right. Let the head be totally heavy. Maybe even curl your chin to your chest a little bit more. And then use an inhale to sit up tall, stacking your spine. Exhale. Close your knees with the help of your hands and come to a tabletop. So you can just swing your legs one direction, hands and knees shape, shoulders over your wrists, and go ahead and really spread your fingers. And feel that your index fingers are pointed forward to 12 o'clock on a clock face. Yeah. And then just go ahead and shift your weight a little bit left and right, forward and back. So you're just kind of warming up your wrists. Get a sense that you're pressing all 10 fingertips into the ground and smoothing the palm into the mat. Even as you're bearing weight on your wrists, get a sense that the wrists are actually light. So you're almost lifting out of the wrists by pushing into the palms and fingertips more. Okay. Now go ahead and steady yourself at center. Where your hands are, bring your elbows. Where your hands are, bring your elbows. Good. Touch your hands together in a prayer. Walk your knees back just a smidge, tuck your toes, and begin to just press your chest down towards the ground. Maybe the ears come inside of the arms. And we're just going to pulse a little bit. So inhale, you just come forward. Shoulders come towards elbows, look forward. Exhale, pulse your hips back, your chest down, maybe release the head. And you might have to adjust your arms and your legs. So inhale, come forward. Exhale, pulse your chest back, your sits bones high, melting the heart. Do a couple more on your own. So you're just kind of making space for yourself. That might include widening the elbows, widening the knees, moving things closer together or further apart. Then the next time you're pulsing back in a way that feels supportive for you, let's linger. I like to have my toes tucked so that I feel like I have some stability. Melt your chest down and then just wag your tail a little bit side to side. Move your pelvis a little left, a little bit right. Drop the head. I'm looking up, but you're not. Keep breathing. Where do you cut off the breath? Where do you cut off the mind? Try to find the quiet. An intensifier, if you're interested in a little bit more of a stretch, would be to draw your prayer hands towards your upper back. Yeah. And then press your elbows down even more. Maybe lift your front rib cage towards your back rib cage. So there's almost a rounding through the upper back. Good. Keep breathing. Take another smooth cycle of breath here. And then press into your elbows, come forward, peek forward, and place your hands back where your elbows are. When you feel ready, press back to a downward facing dog. Tuck your toes, stretch your hips up and back. Take a wiggle, take a shift. Downward facing dog. And again, your fingers are spread lovely and wide. Your palms are pressing into the ground. And there's a sense of lightness in the wrist. That lightness comes from pushing the earth away actively and from reaching the sits bones very, very high. It's almost like you're suspending the shape by the pelvis, reaching the pelvis high while maintaining a firm connection to the earth. Keep breathing. Let your breath be generous. And see if the mind can find the present moment by finding the breath. Take another smooth cycle of breath here in your downward facing dog. Good. And then inhale, lower your knees down, come to a tabletop. And pause here as you exhale. Lift your sits bones, drop your belly, move your chest forward, cow. Breathe in, lift your chin. Exhale, cat, scoop your tail under, round your spine, chin to chest. Good. Inhale, neutral spine. Tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Take one breath in. One breath out. Pick up your heels, breathe in. Lower your knees, tabletop, breathe out. Just like we did, inhale, lift sits bones, arch the heart forward, press into hands. Exhale, scoop tail under, lift belly, round spine, drop the head. Neutral spine, tuck toes, breathe in. Downward facing dog, reach up and back, breathe out. Just breathe in. Just breathe out. Pick up your heels, breathe in. Lower your knees, breathe out. Last time, inhale, cow spine, heart forward, sits bones high, chin lifting. Exhale, scoop tail, scoop belly, drop the head. Neutral spine, neither cat nor cow, breathe in, tuck toes. Downward facing dog, slowly exhale and reach your hips back. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. And look forward, bend your knees a lot and take a walk of your feet all the way up towards your hands. This is a wonderful time to take your yoga blocks and place them towards the front of your yoga mat. Bend your knees a lot. And see if you can make contact of belly on thigh. So that means you bend your knees a lot, belly on thigh. Drop the head. Hands can be on blocks or fingertips rest on the earth if that's available in your shape. If it's not available, use blocks. Let the head be heavy like a bowling ball here. Heavy, heavy, heavy. You might even shake your head a little bit yes, a little bit no to ensure that the head is heavy. Inviting gravity into your spine and a looseness into your bottom jaw, into your neck. Go ahead, take another breath here. Get heavy through the upper body. Support yourself with belly on thighs. Good, and then bending your knees a lot. Dangle your arms to the ground. Chin to your chest. Think of your cat spine, so that rounded quality. You're going to scoop your tailbone under and rise up to stand very slow. Super duper slow. Stacking your spine, rolling up, knees are bent. Your head is the very, very last thing. And then at the top, push your legs to straight, shrug your shoulders to your ears, and then roll them back and down. Inhale, reach your arms widen up or forward and up. Whack your neighbor, it's okay. Exhale to fold. So from your pelvis, you hinge, thigh bones move back, heart moves forward, bend your knees, bend your knees, bend your knees, and fold over your legs. Inhale, you'll halfway lift, so palms to blocks or shins. Float the spine parallel to the floor. Exhale, fold, soften your knees, soft spine, dangle over the legs. And then rise up to stand. So push your feet down, rotate the pelvis. It might be easier to reach the arms forward and up, touch your palms. Bring your prayer to your heart, your gaze forward, eyes open, exhale. Just like that. Inhale, reach your arms forward and up, push down and reach up. Exhale, fold, bring the prayer through the heart, soften your knees, hinge from your pelvis, not from rounding your back. Okay, inhale, halfway lift, look forward. Exhale, fold, returning inward. Rise to stand, push your feet down, journey yourself up, strong legs, look up. Hands to your heart and gaze forward. Inhale, reach up, push your feet down. Exhale, fold, make the breath intentional, the movement intentional, nothing is randomly placed. Inhale, halfway lift, look forward. Exhale, fold, and we're going to add on here. From here, plant your hands to earth or blocks and step your right foot way, way back to a lunging shape and go ahead and lower your right knee down to the ground. So our left foot is forward, yeah. Make sure your left knee is right over the ankle. Good, and then press into your back foot, press into your front foot, hug your outer hips together and use an inhale to float the spine, float the arms. It's a low lunge. Go ahead and grab opposite elbows above you. So you create this frame with your arms. Good. Yeah, hands on the earth or on blocks is an absolutely appropriate shape as well. But do get a sense that you can lift your ribs out of your pelvis and stay heavy through your feet. Can you stay kind to yourself here? And then try to be tuned into your inner experience, less about what's happening in the room, less about the outer instructions. Every shape is really just an invitation to be with the breath. Take another inhale, please. And then exhale, release your hands down, all the way down. Frame your front foot, tuck your back toe, lift your back knee. We're going to lift the pelvis high, push the legs towards straight, and step your back foot in a couple of inches. Point all 10 toes forward. You're in what's called a pyramid-like shape. Again, your blocks are super handy. In fact, I'll ask everyone to use blocks to begin. Hands will frame your front foot. Equal weight through both of your feet. So get heavier in that back foot. Use an inhale, push your legs a little straighter, halfway lift, look forward. Exhale, fold over your front leg, but keep pressing your back foot into the ground. Let the head be totally relaxed. Feel your arms almost like candle wax just melting off your upper back. And then don't care so much about alignment for right now. Feel the inner alignment, the way the breath meanders through the shape. Feel parts of the body maybe light up or become active in a way that they typically are not. Let this shape have a little bit of magic, a little bit of sweetness, all through a curious and open mind. Go ahead, take one more breath here, please. then go ahead and look forward by pressing into your feet, press into your hands. Take a little step. Back foot meets the front and fold over your legs. Let's widen our feet to the edges of the yoga mat. Okay, spin your heels in, your toes out. Let's take a very high squat here. So you'll begin to bend your knees and we'll all bring our forearms onto our thighs. Forearms onto thighs, bend your knees, stick your butt back and your heart forward, and really rest in your legs, right? So you're letting your upper body really rest on the thigh. It's active for sure. Keep breathing. Try to move your hip hinges back and your heart forward. And try not to grip with the toes. Take another breath in. Take another breath out. Super strong legs. Push your feet down. Rise up to stand. Swim your arms overhead. Look up. Bring your hands to your heart. Spin your feet to parallel. Exhale. Step your feet together. Rest your arms by your side. How do we do? Inhale, reach your arms overhead. Look up. Exhale, fold. You're at gentle yoga, so be gentle with yourself. Take it easy. Inhale, look forward, lengthen your spine. Our left foot's going to step back. Big step of the left foot back. Lower your left knee down. Take a moment. Find your stability. Right? And gentle isn't because these poses are easy. Gentle is the attitude we're taking towards ourselves. Right? We don't have to be at a 10 out of 10. We don't have to be perfect. We don't have to be productive. Okay, so you can stay here with your hands on the earth, hands on blocks, or you push the earth away, lift your spine, lift your arms, take a hold of opposite elbows, and then see if you can find the awkward clasp. So the clasp the way you don't really want to grab the arms. We tend to default to what we like, what's familiar. Let's do this. Instead of sinking super forward in that front knee, let's actually come out of the front knee a little bit. Hug your outer hips together. So feel your periphery coming into center. Lift your elbows high, but press your feet into the ground. Right? It's like you grew an inch taller. Steady mind. Doesn't matter if the body is steady. Take a generous inhalation. And as you exhale, slowly bring your hands down to the ground. Let's bring our hands to blocks. From here, you'll tuck your back toe, you'll lift your back knee. And then step one, straighten your front leg, lift your pelvis high. Step two, back foot comes in a couple of inches. So we're in a pyramid-like shape. So what that means is feet are on bicycle pedals. That means they have a width. Legs are straight-ish, but not hyperextended. And then use an inhale to push into your feet, your blocks. Draw your heart forward, long spine, long spine, long spine. Exhale to fold. So you get a sense of the belly drawing back to fold over the front leg. And then don't lose your back foot in the mix. Keep the back foot pressing down. Get a sense of that back inner thigh, that inner left thigh spinning to the back of the room. Drop the head, deepen the breath. And then let go of all of the external alignment cues. Let it go. You can work on them another time. Right now, just breathing. Feeling how sensations arise and fall. Thoughts rise and fall. And you're just bearing witness. Begin to push into your feet, push into your hands on your blocks, take a look forward, and then spring forward. Left foot will meet the right. You'll fold over your legs, and then you'll widen your feet again to the edges of your yoga mat. Point your toes out slightly, your heels slightly in. Repeat what we did before, forearms on thighs, butt back, heart forward. So this is a higher up Malasana version. It's actually more active in your legs, or you might choose to drop the pelvis a little bit lower if that's available in your body, coming to a lower squat. Neither is better than the other. You're just choosing what's appropriate for you here. See if the heart can have a width regardless of where you are. So there's a widening through the collarbones. And even if the body is working, the mind relaxes. Breath is your companion. All right, if you're down low, this is going to be even harder. We're going to push into our feet. We're going to straighten our legs. We're going to swim our arms up. We're going to look up. And then bring it to the heart as you exhale. Bring your feet to parallel. And then step your feet closer together. Relax your arms by your side. Take a little wiggle here. Okay, and then inhale, reach your arms overhead. Exhale, take a fold, hinge at your hips. Feel your legs are active. Inhale, looking forward. Downward facing dog. Make contact with the earth. Plant your hands. Step one foot back and then the other. You could also move through a tabletop here. Downward facing dog. Stretch your hips high, high, high. And then lower your knees down, please. Point your toes, touch your big toes together, press your hips back to your heels. Child's pose, nice and close to the ground, heart melts. Find your breath. Right, so mind and body and breath are all in this lovely present moment dance. And then press into your palms. Use an inhale, come forward towards a tabletop, a hands and knees shape, and then just tidy up your tabletop. So make little adjustments as you need. Bring your right hand underneath your face and go ahead and reach your left arm out wide, palm face down. Again, you might touch your neighbor. Left palm face down in line with the shoulder. Good. Take an inhale. Take an exhale. Now push your right palm down. Inhale, turn your chest to the left. Reach your left fingertips to the sky. Maybe you look up. Exhale, begin to thread left arm underneath your right. Look to the right and hover the shoulder. Push down and unwind. Inhale, turn your chest to the left. Reach your left fingertips to the sky. Exhale, initiate a threading action. Left arm under right. You look over to the right. One more time. Inhale, spinning open, pushing down. Exhale, thread, left arm underneath your right, and then go ahead and lower your left shoulder, maybe even your left cheek towards the ground. Coming into a thread the needle-like shape so that right hand can be near your face. You could reach the right arm overhead, tenting your fingertips to the floor. Okay, but you're scooping your left lung underneath your body. You could sway your pelvis a little left and a little right. And try not to dump all of your weight into your left cheek and shoulder. Get a sense of the pelvis suspending the shape by moving up and back. Take another breath here. And then draw the right hand next to your face. Push down and use an inhale to unwind, turn chest to the left, gaze up. And then left hand returns to the mat underneath your face. Okay, so right arm extends, palm face down. The arm is in line with the shoulder. Good. Beautiful. Use an inhale. And then take an exhale to draw your navel to your spine. Just stay right here. Now, as you inhale, push your left palm down, turn your chest to the right, slide your shoulder blades away from your ears. Exhale, thread, right arm underneath your left, look over to the left. Good. Inhale, unwind. It's almost like this corkscrew action. Exhale, spiraling around the spine. One more time. Inhale, opening up. Exhale, thread right arm underneath left, and then lower slowly towards the earth with your right cheek, with your right shoulder. If you don't reach the earth comfortably, you can prop underneath your cheek, underneath your shoulder. Something soft can be helpful. And what you're trying to kind of seek here is some space around the right seam of your body from your right hip all the way to your right armpit. You're trying to give that left lung a little extra breath. And like any other posture, we're seeking to explore the breath and quiet the mind. Bring your left hand next to your face. If it is elsewhere, push down. Use an inhale to unwind yourself. Turn your chest to the right. Reach up, reach up, reach up. And exhale, release yourself to a tabletop shape. Good. Without thinking too much, step your right foot outside of your right hand. Wiggle your left knee back. Good. Now hug your right knee in towards your right tricep so that there's contact. Right knee towards right tricep. Good. Listen close. Take your left foot, spin it over to the right slightly. Keep the right knee in contact with the right arm. Begin to spin your chest to the right. Reach your left fingertips to the sky. It's actually a variation of side angle here. Yep, spin your chest to the left. Squeeze your right knee into your right upper arm. A block underneath your right hand is very handy if you're feeling like you could use a little lift in that bottom hand. Everything is hugging in towards the midline. Good. Keep breathing. Try to take the drama out of the shape and just meet yourself with the breath. Last breath here. See if you can do a little bit less. Yeah, use an exhale, release, bring both hands inside. Then go ahead and rock your pelvis back, come onto your right heel, extend your right leg, and curl the right toes back towards your face. We'll flow with our breath. So inhale, bend your front knee, step the right foot to the ground, maybe reach your chest forward. Exhale, rock your hips back, come onto your right heel, draw the toes back, and continue on your own. So find your own rhythm. That might mean drawing some props or some cushioning into the equation. Right, taking a sense of responsibility in your own comfort. Right, of making this practice sustainable. Maybe even enjoyable, I hope. Okay. Next time your front knee is bent, let's stay there. Front knee is bent. Try to get a sense of the right ribs and belly inside of the right thigh. You might even use your hands to support that. Stay up or walk your hands forward and melt your chest down towards the inside of that front leg even more. Drop the head. Variation of a lizard pose. You can walk your hands forward. I like that because it makes the sides of my body long. You could also bend your elbows and lower them to blocks, would be my recommendation, or floor. Again, depending on what's available in your body. Make this about breath. Make this a kind experience, as kind as it can be. Try to let the breath expand and relax. Take your last breath here in this shape. And bring your hands back to the earth if they're not already. Step your right knee next to your left knee. Tuck your toes. Press back to downward facing dog. Just stretch out the legs. Expand the breath. Feel a sense of symmetry in this shape, right? Upper body, lower body, left side, right side. Inhale, exhale. Effort, ease. All right, we can hold it all. Lower your knees down to the ground, please. Push into your hands and step your left foot outside of your left hand. Yeah, and then wiggle your right knee back. Wiggle the right knee back so that you feel a length through the front of your right thigh. That's what we're seeking here, a little bit of length. Now hug your left knee into the left arm. Squeeze it in, nice and active. Take your right toes, those toes that are way back behind you, spin them over to the left. Okay, So squeeze left knee into left arm. Begin to turn your pelvis slightly to the right, turn your chest to the right, reach your right fingertips to the sky. So I'm doing the opposite of you right now. So you're kind of using your left arm to get a little leverage there into that left groin. And then instead of sinking into your knees, sinking into your lower body, it's almost like you push into the earth more to get a rebound, to get a buoyancy. Think of twisting the upper body, spin, spin, spin. Keep breathing. Okay, and gentle is your task here. Take an inhale, nice and slow. Exhale, hands touch the earth. Right toes swivel back behind you, and then rock your pelvis back, straighten-ish your left leg, come onto your left heel, and curl the toes towards your face. So hands will stay inside of that left foot. Inhale, you'll bend your left knee, step the foot to the ground, widen the chest, maybe even lift the chin. Exhale, take a rock back, and then go ahead and do this on your own a few times. Nice and fluid. Curious, you don't need to know the answers before you inquire. It can be a little spontaneous, it can be a little asymmetrical. One more time, forward and back, and then as you bend into your left knee, you'll just pause. Get to know the shape once again. Okay, so hands are underneath your shoulders, and think of sliding your shoulder blades, the back of your heart, down and away from your ears to reach your chest forward, right? Looking forward. But staying connected to the ground. Stay here or walk your hands forward. Trying to get the belly to the inside of the left thigh. Staying here or bending your elbows and placing them to blocks. Maybe earth. Even if they can come to the floor, maybe today you just give it a shot with blocks and notice what's different, what's new. Now keep pressing the big toe ball mound of that left foot down. So it's almost like you're still trying to squeeze that left knee into the midline like you were a few moments ago. Relax your head, your neck, and your shoulder. Use your breath as a tool. Please take one more breath here. And then bring your hands down to the ground. Feel a buoyancy in the heart as you look forward. And then push into your hands, move your pelvis back a little bit, and step your left foot next to your right foot. Tuck your toes, press back downward facing dog. Any wiggles that support letting go. We're going to come to lay on our belly, so you can move down through a tabletop and then come down, or you could come towards a little plank situation. Either way, come down to your belly, extend your legs back, point your toes, and then prop up onto your forearms, please. The elbows are slightly ahead of shoulders, palms are face down. Point your toes here and just wiggle a little bit side to side on the front of your pelvis. Notice as you massage the front of the pelvis, the low back gets a little love as well. Okay, now find center, grow your toenails back. So point your toes, reach them, reach them, reach them, and press them down into the floor. Drag your elbows back, reach your chest forward. Slide your shoulders down your back and away from your ears. You're just gazing slightly forward and slightly down the bridge of your nose. Now see if you can point your mind to the widest parts of your collarbones, the parts of the collarbones close to the shoulders, and get even wider there. Yes, yes. Take another breath in. Another breath out. One more inhale, please. And then widen your elbows, make a pillow with your hands, rest your left cheek, let your heels fall wide. Relax your legs, your butt, your back. Yeah. Bend into your left knee, slide it up in line with your left hip. So you're resting the inner left knee. I'm small. Yeah, we can do left knee. That's fine. And then bring your other cheek to rest. Yeah, right cheek rests. There we go. Okay. Yeah, so the inner seam of that left leg is resting on the floor. Let your belly just fall into the floor. Let your low back release any gripping, and that right leg can absolutely relax as well. If this is feeling really nice for you to just rest here, and soften and widen, I totally encourage you to stay. To add a little bit more of a back bend experience, bring your forehead back to center, your hands underneath your shoulders and then wide off of your yoga mat. And if your right heel fell wide, just hug the right heel towards the midline, press into your fingertips, and just begin to lift your chest, reaching the heart forward. Exhale, lower down. This is optional. Okay, inhale. If you're flowing, you might lift your chest, press into your legs, reach your heart forward. Exhale, lower down. Gentle is your task. One more time. Breathe in, lifting your heart. Exhale, lower down. Make a pillow with your hands. Once again, rest your forehead. And all together, we'll slide the left leg long next to the right. Tops of the feet are on the mat. Forehead is resting. You're at center. Good. Now you'll bend into your right knee, slide your right knee wide, rest your left cheek. Legs just soften like a puddle, belly softens like a puddle. Maybe even let your mouth open a little bit. Feel that you can breathe into your belly and into your low back, and your breath is like this beautiful nectar that soothes. And I encourage you to stay here in this restful expression of this shape. If you did so on the other side, or you're feeling curious on this side, step one is to bring your forehead back to center, hands underneath your shoulders, and then widen your hands off of your yoga mat. I like tented fingertips. It gives me a little more room. And then as you press into your fingertips and the top of your left foot, lift your chest, move it forward. Exhale, ripple your heart and your forehead down. Do that a couple times on your own here. Letting it be fluid. Take one more. Nice. And lower yourself back down. Make a pillow with your hands, forehead rest. Give yourself a moment or two before then extending your right leg next to your left leg. Good. We'll all bring our hands underneath our shoulders, push through a tabletop to a child's pose, hips to heel. Let's rest the arms by the side, palms face up. Knees can be wide so that your belly and your chest have space. Knees could be closer together so you create a shelf for yourself. You experiment. And slowly begin to upright your spine so you sit up nice and tall just for a moment. And then we'll sit our butt to one side, get the legs out in front, however makes sense for you to get there. Back on our butt, our friendly butt. Bend your legs. Okay. Bend your right knee, and then bring your outer right ankle to your left thigh above the knee, and then flex this right ankle so that there's a firmness to the joint. Bring your hands behind you. Lean back. You could stay right here. You're starting to feel your outer right hip communicate with you, or your ankle feels a little funny. Stay like this. Or bend into your left knee, step your left foot to the ground. And if you took that option, move your butt towards your left heel. So instead of bringing your foot closer to you, bring your butt closer to your foot. Good. Point your fingertips towards the back of the room. Lift your chest. Keep that right ankle flexed and try to move your chest up and over your right shin bone. Stay here or come onto your left heel. Curl the left toes toward your face. Press that left heel down. That will intensify. Breathe. Take another breath here, please. Step your left foot down if it's elevated and extend your left leg out in front of you. Sit up nice and tall. From here, step your right foot to the inside of your left knee. Now you can play around with how far away that right foot is from you or how close in it is. We do want to feel that you can sit up nice and tall. So sitting up on a blanket could support you. It's also nice to bring your right hand behind you and just move your belly toward your front thigh. We're going to take a twist to the right or the left. Right or the left. Okay, so as you sit up nice and tall, let's start with the right, see how it goes. And if not, you can take a spin to the left. Okay, so you'll reach your left arm to the sky. And as you exhale, you'll spin to the right and hug the left arm around the leg. Now this can feel a little kind of tight and congested for some bodies. And if you're feeling that's the case for you, right, you'll spin the other way. So you'll keep your right knee bent. You'll bring your left hand behind you and take a spin to your left as I'm modeling here. Both are a twist. We're going to do both sides, so it's totally arbitrary which one you select now. But you just want to feel like you're choosing from a place of maybe skillfulness or at least curiosity. Use your breath to shape the twist. And go ahead, take one more cycle of breath here. And then use your inhale to face forward. Feel your belly inflate, releasing the twist. And exhale, extend your right leg out in front of you. Okay, bend your left knee, bring the ankle to the right thigh above the knee. Flex the left ankle, sit up tall, hands behind you, point your fingertips back. Stay here, bend into your right knee, step the right foot to the ground. If you did that, scoot your butt towards your right heel another inch or so. Now focus on the chest, lift the chest. Comes from squeezing your shoulder blades together and making the widest parts of your collarbones wider. Stay here or draw your right toes towards your face. Dig that right heel into the ground. Breathe. Chest is moving up and over left shin. Left shin is pressing away from you. Making space for yourself. Last breath here. And then place your right foot down. Send your right leg forward. Step your left knee or left foot to the floor inside of the right knee. Play around with how far away that left foot is. And then bring a hand behind you so you can sit up lovely and tall. Now you're going to take side two for the twist that you selected. Okay? So maybe you twist towards the bent knee. This is maybe a little more congested. There's just more stuff here. Or you take a spin the opposite way. So your twist, second side, it might mean you're doing something different than your neighbor. How cool is that? And then using your breath. Try to soften your face. Go ahead, look forward, release your spine, and extend both legs out in front of you. Take one more seated shape before we recline. And yes, we're going to fold forward over both of our legs for Paschimottanasana. Again, this is a good place to elevate your pelvis. If your low back feels cranky, your hamstrings feel super duper tight, or you just want to try something different, you'll elevate your seat, spread your toes, curl your toes back towards your face. Legs are active, legs aren't sleepy. Reach your arms alongside your ears, breathe in, draw your belly back. Exhale, hinge from your pelvis, fold over your legs, and hands take a hold of whatever's available. Thighs, calves, ankles, feet. Yes, strap is a really nice prop choice here as well. Yeah, and then just let your head relax. Yeah. Folks using props, great. Let the shape have a sense of ease. On a scale of 1 to 10, what's it like to be in a 3 or a 4? Or a 1 or a 2? Typically, the only person that has a problem with that is yourself. Let the breath quiet. Let the mind quiet. And if you set an intention for this practice, now is a really nice time to remember it and call it in. Bring it to life right now. Last 3 breaths. Stay with yourself. And then slowly begin to roll yourself up. Sit up tall. Bend your knees, step your feet to the floor, scoot your butt forward, clear off your yoga mat, but have some prop nearby. Go ahead and lay down on your back. Lay down on your back, take a big stretch, reach your arms, your legs, grab your neighbor's toes. And then please bend your knees, step your feet to the floor. We're going to elevate the pelvis on a prop. So it could be a block, could be a bolster, could be a blanket. Press into your feet, lift your pelvis, and slide something under your pelvis. And we want that something on the sacrum. So the back of the pelvis, not the low back curve. So that when the pelvis is resting on the prop, there's a sense of lengthening through the lowest part of your spine. Supported bridge shape, and here you are, a bridge. The connection between 2 points. You can keep your feet on the floor. You might stretch your feet to the sky, keeping your pelvis heavy on your prop. You might wiggle your toes, roll your ankles, bend your knees, just let fluids kind of drain from the lower body, letting joints decompress. Stay curious with your experience, stay present, and slowly return one foot down and then the other. Breathe. Press your feet down, lift your hips up, remove the prop. Bring the soles of your feet together and your knees wide. Reach your arms overhead. Let your arms rest. Let gravity into the shape. You might let your eyes close or your gaze to soften so that attention is moving inward rather than outward. See if you can drop into that current of goodness and sweetness, riding the breath. Getting to know that inner goodness, your innate goodness. Right? Goodness in the world starts with you. Notice if you meet resistance to that idea that you are filled with goodness. Notice if it feels like a hug or somewhere in between. You just notice. You don't have to act. Bring your hands to your outer thighs. Close your knees like you're closing a book. Keep your knees touching. Widen your feet. Bring your hands to your belly. Stay here or extend your legs and extend your arms for Shavasana. Support your body for Shavasana. Clear clutter for Shavasana. Making this practice of rest just as important as any other shape or any other moment in your practice. Just remind yourself you don't need to do more. You don't need to be any other than how you are right now, and even the you right now. Even this work in progress is full of goodness. Fully deserving. That rest isn't a luxury, it's an essential. And just like anything else we practice. So practice letting the body initiate by dropping effort. And big muscles and small muscles, all the muscles letting go of effort and tension. Breath, letting go of control or shape. Even your mind that's been focusing can enjoy a chance to widen. Feeling the inner body deepen, consciousness expand, goodness saturating every cell. Begin to scan your body. Feel muscles soft, maybe joints spacious. Anything else you encounter. Let your breath deepen and meet you here and now. Wiggle whatever needs a wiggle. Take a roll over to the right side of your yoga mat. Fetal posture. Greet yourself with a breath. And begin to press yourself up to a seat. Slowly. Sitting up lovely and tall. Seat anchored. Spine like it's surrounded by water. It's bright, it's buoyant. Skull floating right at the surface of the water. Perhaps you join your hands in front of your heart as you stand at this moment between the rest of your day, whatever comes next. Maybe you'd like to call something in or leave something here. And take a deep, smooth breath in, hold the breath, and exhale. Maybe you soften your chin to your chest. And may all beings benefit from our practice today, not only ourselves, but may our practice contribute to the greater well-being. And from my heart to each of yours, I bow. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Peace, peace, peace.